Hi, everyone. I'm Michelle Alva, your mindset energy coach, sex, love, and intimacy coach. And I am super grateful to have Adam and Claudia Passetti here with us. They are amazing relationship coaches, conscious relationship coaches. They also are the embodiment of sacred union. They live and breathe these practices that so many people take lots of classes and courses for. And so I personally have worked with them both, and I'm single right now, and I wish to have a conscious relationship with a partner one day. And just being around Adam and Claudia, I feel that I'm very much closer to that reality, and that it is a reality that we create, because these two angels really do have the dream life. They're living it. They also are psychosynthesis coaches. That's a transpersonal coaching approach, and they work with singles and couples alike. And they're also offering this amazing event that I registered for on Monday, February 15 at 7 p.m., which is going to share, is we get this time, and it's also a part of the red tent, which we'll talk about more later on in the interview, how we can really strengthen our relationship with ourselves, be able to attract an amazing partner. And I know you both are experts at that. And so I would love it if you can share how you both met, the magic of your meeting, and that it led you to your purpose now, working with singles and couples to really be the one for themselves and then manifest that in a partner. And so thank you so much for being here, Claudia and Adam. And I'm so excited about Monday, the class where I get to also receive, and all my clients and my friends. And I'm really grateful for you both opening up to share the things that really work, because you're living it. So
thank you.
So happy to be here with you.
Thank you so much for having me. First of all, it's really an honor.
Would you like me to go first? I get so excited about sharing our story, and so I'm going to go ahead and just jump right in. So, a man of 45 years old now and father of four boys together. There's been previous relationships, and those relationships didn't always, well, if they weren't working, then I wouldn't be here with you, with Claudia right now. So, it showed me a lot about myself, and I started to tune into my capital S higher self and go into different transformational coaching or trainings and yoga teacher trainings and different practices for removing blocks and things like that. Different facilitators held spaces for me over the years, and also different friends who stood for me with that. With that being said, I was in a time where there was coaching of a group, and also in a deep Kalinatha yoga teacher training, which is on an ashram up in Sebastian, about 2.5 hours north of Fort Lauderdale. And it's 80 acres. It's in a beautiful ashram with Guru Neem Karoli Baba and Ma Jaya, who opened that back in the 70s. Yes, Jai Ma. And while there, during one of the final weekends, I was invited in. I and the group were invited into sacred puja, which is in a duni, which is a fire that's always burning, sacred fire. And I sat down at the altar where Ma used to pray and do her work before she passed, and felt something moving within me. And in teacher training, in this particular yoga, there's a lot of looking at stuff. There's a lot of shadow work that was coming up for me, and a lot of clearing out of beliefs and things like that, and really finding the place of love, of center. And through that, I was called to write down a prayer. We were invited to sit around a fire after we sat and prayed or connected, and I wrote down a prayer for my true love to let herself be known. And that prayer came out onto a piece of paper, and I looked at it, and it was like I was either in the space of, union or Swami, like orange robe, shaving my head, going to India, and doing that whole thing. So it was like this place, and when that came out, it was like my hand wrote it for me, sort of thing, through guide. And within 24 hours, a woman who we had been mutual friends on Facebook, Claudia and I, but didn't really know each other. We had been in each other's orbit at different events, but never communicated or anything like that, or really even made eye contact. And then boom, within 24 hours, she messaged me because I had posted something about the picture of the guru and all that it opened up for me in teacher training. And when she reached out as quickly as she did after that prayer, this like wave went over me, and it was like, okay, this is it. And so all of my stuff, all of my behaviors of old and what have you, I got to look at and lay them down and step fully into this sacred union. And I had seen Claudia's picture on Facebook, and she's stunningly gorgeous. I was like, she's so beautiful that I would never even reach out. She's so sacred and holy, and must be married to the most Adonis of a man who's, rides on a white horse and all these things. I'm like, there's nothing in this for me. It's like way out of my league and all this. So from the moment of saying hello, it was this gentle unfolding of alignment after alignment after alignment, after truth after truth after truth. And I couldn't deny it, despite some fears that came up, like, can I do this? 4 kids and logistics, because I was living north and she was down in Broward and I was way up, in West Palm area and what have you. And we just surrendered and allowed spirit to move things out of our way, or divine to move things out of the way and support us. And there's never been a more easeful, loving, compassionate, like lifting each other up union that I've ever known. And be able to take all these tools of self work and bring them into like the self of union is what I like to call.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's just been an absolute gift, and that's how we met, through the guru, as I say.
Through the guru. And from my side, I was completing a relationship, and I had been calling him forth many moons, consciously calling him forth. I knew he was there. I was seeking for a partner who could meet me spiritually. And so cycle, every month after cycle, I would write down in my journal, calling him forth and calling forth the qualities that I was desiring in my partner. So when he posted the picture of the guru after he placed the prayer, I felt an intuition. I saw the picture of the guru and I felt an intuition to reach out to him, which that doesn't really happen to me. And then I did, and I followed my intuition because I trust my intuition. And immediately I felt the wave as well. It was like an instant connection. So we came together.
Mm-hmm. And then we actually we'll share more about our story during the masterclass a little in more depth, but we actually were then married in Kashi Ashram. So like transform the entire 80 acres and put together this 3-day retreat style wedding on the ashram, completely supported by all the swamis and all the residents there. And a little part of me was like, oh, they're never going to allow this to happen. It's so big, and there's all these different events, and it's very sacred, and to actually be wed in front of a giant bronze statue, if you will, of Neem Karoli Baba, and to be blessed by he and Ma and all the swamis, and it was just exquisite.
It was incredible. And I had happened to have done Kalinatha Yoga in 2014. So we were both connected to the ashram. And then he was doing the training in 2017. So we know that it was a divinely guided union.
Mm-hmm.
True sacred union.
Yeah.
I mean, that is the epitome of sacred union. And so tell us about this Monday, February 15 event that I am super excited to attend at 7 p.m. Eastern Time via Zoom. What inspired you both to take all this life experience and the coaching experience and the psychosynthesis, the blending of everything that you're doing for the Shiva Shakti Couples Conscious Relationship Masterclass, which is actually for singles and couples alike, right?
Right.
So,
well, let me start by saying a little bit about Shiva Shakti. So Shiva being the representation energetically of sacred masculine, not to be confused with divine masculine, but sacred masculine, the masculine attributes, the strength, the stillness, and Shakti, this fiery goddess, sexual creation energy. And so the blending of those two that reside within us as as a being, but also, there's aspects of woman and man that are represented in that. So there's the Shiva Shakti. It's the coming together. It's really the sacred union. And what inspired me then into us, but I'll speak from I, is so many people through once I got done with all of my shenanigans as a man who had relationship after relationship kind of do its thing and evolve and fall um, came to a place of really being able to express myself authentically because I didn't want to go through those heartbreaks and disappointments and of self and others and all these things. And then started to really find a place of stillness because things were so whole in our home in our union that as opposed to in the past where I had like worry on my mind about relationship at home. So therefore, I wasn't being fully present in the other things that I was doing, whether I was with a friend or I was coaching or I was riding a bike or I was at work, especially. There was always this like turmoil, this inner sort of butterflies nervousness in the belly because there wasn't a peace and stillness. So as I get to cultivate that and find that, I found ways to speak with other men and really do this in a very vulnerable place about some of the things that come up from that. And then also speaking with couples, like Claudia and I started to speak with couples, and they were coming to us more and more asking these questions about how do you do what you do. And then we, went through psychosynthesis, transpersonal coaching together, doing all these deep processes together, coaching each other in how long was that journey? 6 months or 9 months?
9 months.
9 month journey, coaching each other. Things come up, and then we were learning how to communicate with each other, how to hold space for one another, how to receive the things that were showing up for each other individually in a way that a coach might, and that was really beautiful to be lovers and partners and partners in crime and also hold space and then be able to live that and have more and more feedback coming to us about you guys need to work with couples, relationship, and also singles seeking relationship. Um, and I found, or we found that having conversations with these individuals and couples and then seeing what they were actually manifesting in their lives from implementing some of the tools that we were asking questions around or reflecting back was the biggest gift that I could ever see. To see two people that may be a little in sort of tumultuous or at ends or not really in full alignment, and there was some stresses and things, to then be able to communicate when things come up and individuals start to see the space of wanting to manifest that sacred partner in their life as opposed to being afraid of failure or afraid of having to take someone else into consideration and all these different things. Get into these grooves of just doing our own thing.
Mhm.
And that was for me the inspiration, is seeing real time individuals healing themselves and healing each other in relationship. And I was like, this we couldn't deny it. It was just like, let's do this, despite our resistance to it at times. Like, oh, we don't want to pigeonhole ourselves into couples, but it's just what is
And
Both.
it's so natural.
Yeah.
It's so natural for us. We exude that, and people come to us and like, oh, how do you guys do it? It's just, it's really something that we've been able to practice and experience every day. And our love, we have things come up, but we've really learned how to manage the things that come up and end up even more connected.
Mhm.
What
And
do
that,
you
and
feel, what do you feel is the number one challenge for couples? Because you work so much with couples. Would you say, which I know on Monday we're gonna dive deeper into, but what would you say is the struggle that the common denominator, something that you find a lot with the couples that you work with?
Bringing forth traumas from the past and making them real and projecting them onto each other. Yeah, whether it's having a parent that didn't allow for full expression, or a father that was a bit controlling, or a mom who was kind of doing her own thing, and some different maybe tendencies of kind of being inward focused, like whatever that might be, and then feelings getting hurt because one or the other doesn't understand what's happening, what the trigger is, what the projection is, and so bringing forward those things and not having the tools, the grounding, the foundation to communicate and understand what's going on in that moment.
Yeah.
Wow.
I would say miscommunication.
Yeah.
Because we, just like Adam says, we each of us come with a full past. We may have baggage from the past. We have traumas. We have triggers, and sometimes when we're trying to communicate, right, we have our own filters. So we're listening from our own filters and our experience, but that's not necessarily our partners.
Mm-hmm.
So how do we make sure that we communicate?
The perfect person with the perfect wounds, right? And that's why we
Right.
attract the person, right?
Yep.
To do the work that you both have done. And I'm so looking forward to Monday. I can't wait to see everyone there. Join us. And the link is down below to register this video. And so I highly recommend, whether you're single and you would like to be in a partnership, or whether you're single and you're not ready to be in a partnership, they definitely will inspire you to think that you're ready. And I love the poem that you read. I remember from book, I don't know if it was Khalil Gibran or some quote that I'm sure you're going to also share about on Monday.
Yeah.
So there's going to be some surprises, and I just highly can't say enough amazing things about Claudia and Adam. That's why we made the time for this interview. I'm so grateful for people like you that are sharing the message that couples can last, and be having fun and growing together and thriving together and supporting each other. So I highly recommend people check out their website, follow them on Instagram, like this video, share this video with your friends, and let's get everybody turned on to healthy, sacred union and sacred partnerships
Mhm.
to elevate the world. Thank you so much for everything that you have
Of
gone through, and just let love be the guiding force so that you could both be sharing your messages.
Absolutely. That's our prayer for the world, that everybody finds their sacred partner, and they can live harmoniously, happy, connected.
Mm.
And
Aho. I love it.
so,
Thank you so
See you on
much.
Monday.
so much. So we'll be teaching the class through Retin Goddess. So that is it's a sacred feminine sisterhood, and we're actually in February is our masterclass. So that's why it's my turn to teach a masterclass, and we decided to do the couples masterclass. And so even though it's a group for women only, for the masterclass we're welcoming men and women. So couples are welcome. So we'll share the link to the class below, and we can wait to see you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yay. He loves.
Thank you so much.
The day after Valentine's Day, a little integration.
Thank you, everybody. See you Monday.
Bye. Thank you.